Hi, everybody.
So I'm just honouring people's time. So this has been a bit of a journey for us. For those of you that don't know the backstory, my beautiful friend Misha on the call knew that Ray was struggling with back pain and said, you need to try this technology. And then off the back of knowing Tessa and hearing Tessa's sciatica story, I literally just went, okay, what have we got to lose? I had very little hope, if I'm really honest. Like I was like, I haven't got much to lose, but I didn't really know where this was going to go. And I wasn't looking for another business, but what I did recognize is that this has continuously blessed not only us, but our family and our friends. And the other night, Tessa came and graced us with her presence. And for those of you that don't know, both Misha and Tessa have achieved the highest rank in the organisation of LifeWave. And that's no small feat because we had to put people in front of a lot of the American material. And if any of you have watched some of the American material, it's not really our cultural vibe. But I have learned to love it because I realised that their hearts are totally in the right place and they are on a set of train tracks that are moving faster than anywhere in the world. And they've got the magic number, the formula works. So when Tessa came and had dinner with us the other night, I spoiled her with some gluten-free, dairy-free granola. And I said, look, I've got 10 hours a week, Tess. What can I do here? Like, how can I really rocket ship this? Because we've got some good stuff going on, but I feel like we're missing. There's more that we could do. We could make way more impact with more wealth, and we could certainly have way more choices with the opportunity. And it's also the modeling the children that you don't have to get indoctrinated into a system where you go to school, you go to work, you go to uni, you get a job, and you just, like that culture that we are indoctrinated into. And Tessa said, I'm going to show you something. So I asked Tessa said, I'm going to do a training for your team if you want me to. And I said, yeah, because what we actually did was, and we can all probably reflect on this, hands up here if you're a master network marketer before you found LifeWave. No, okay. So just to be clear, I failed at 3 others and I didn't fail. They were just learning experiences. So this didn't really come natural to me.
This is just a Zoom on the
live. Did you just say 7, Neri?
Oh, I said 5, 10, I don't know, too many to count.
You win. So this has been a journey of upskilling, and we have to stick together because the enemy wants to steal, kill, and destroy, and he wants you to stay poor, stuck, broke, and sick. Poor, stuck, broke, and sick. So we need to decide, 1, whose team we're playing on, and 2, what is our why? And your why really does need to make you cry. And for us, it's time together, and it's making a massive impact around the world with people's health. But wealth is a big part of that story. So Tess is going to share with us today my back office, and we can actually go through it, and I can show you, because I had said to Tess, I've got 10 hours a week. How do I really rocket ship this? Because I struggle a little bit when there's not enough direction. So when we broke this down, it became really, really empowering for me, because I went, I can do that. I now know exactly what to do. And so take this information and apply it to your own business. If you don't have 10 hours and you've got 1 hour a week, use the same ratio. Take the gold from what we're about to be shared by 2 people, Misha and Tessa, that have already gone where we're wanting to go. And not from a title space, but just from a freedom standpoint. And so what has this business given you that you never anticipated in the last 2 years? What's it given you? Like, I know what you've been blessed with. Tess?
Oh, sorry, you're talking to me. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, you've had some pretty incredible wins.
Sorry, darling. I'm listening and I'm just planning on my intro and you're chatting away. So I am listening to you. But hello, everyone. What has this given me? It's changed my life. It's given me freedom, and it's given me the ability to help others and to see others achieve. And that is my goal is to help 1,000 people earn $1,000 a week this year. And, you know, $1,000 a week USD for most of you, if that would make a difference in your life, please wave. Right now, if you could do an extra grand a week, yeah, of course you can. All of us can. It doesn't matter where we are, we can do with that. And coming from a background of being a single mum and raising my kids and having no money and not even being able to pay a power bill and other things or feed my children, you know, this is a game changer for me. And Misha and I started just two chicks from the sticks in the country town of Mudgee, and here we are because we shared. And that's how you're all here. And you know my story, so thanks. That's why I do it. Oh, if you handed it over, have you? Okay, here we go. I would like to first of all say hi to Nerida. I haven't seen you forever. Hello. So nice to see your smiley face. And it was good to see Tim out in the garden there doing something or chopping wood or whatever you're doing and coming in. That's a commitment. Well done. So, hey, who I would like to know, once again, just with a wave of the hands, because I can sort of see most of you, who watched Super Saturday? That's bad. Nobody watched anything. Did anybody watch a little bit of Super Saturday? Wow.
Super Saturday.
What's Super Saturday? Gosh, okay. Super Saturday was last night from 12 a.m. till 7 a.m. It was the live presentation, Esther, of the compensation plan. It was unbelievable. It was so good. Now, I didn't watch it all, I'll have to admit. I went to bed at 8:30. I woke up at 1:30 and I watched from 2 till 5 and then a little bit at the end. So I watched a big significant part of it and had that sleep first. So that was just my time clock. Honestly, and I understand you're all working so that I can see it in there. So I'm not growling at you for not watching it, Dior, a lot, and Nikki or whoever's in there. Most of us were sleeping, to be fair. Most of us were sleeping at 12 a.m. till 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. Having said that, if you did register, and everybody should have known about registering, you will get the replay. And if you don't get the replay because you didn't register, then you need to see your upline and get a copy of that replay. It was outstanding. So they covered everything from every change that is coming, and change is good and change is healthy, to a numerous amount of speakers from Steve and Gina to Dr. Stacey and Misha, Roy, you know, Roy, we had a wine with
Sojourner.
Sojourner, that's the one. It's on the tip of my tongue. So there were a lot of speakers who got up and shared. But Meredith did an amazing job. She is so professional, so ethical, so amazing. So just to surmise, what's happening is Meredith came on board as part of our LifeWave team corporately. She is the president, for those that don't know her. About 18 months ago, she came to a company that had a vision and ethics and strength and integrity and the best product, I believe, on the planet today. But when she saw the marketing plan, she said to us that she literally laughed because it was just, she asked everybody, how the heck did you ever stay in it? Because she said it wasn't paying enough in the early days for those that have been in. And who would attest to the fact that, you know, $25 a week or $50 a week is not enough to keep you in the business. And a lot of people have dropped out. So they've changed it to help you, to help the brand new person, to help the person coming in tomorrow, to help the mums and dads and everybody, but to help the other end as well. So it's quite different and there is a lot to it. So I'm not going to complicate it because everybody here is in a different place and a different point in the marketing plan. I am going to share a couple of things. As before, we had how many places to, is someone going to let them in the room, or I'll do that, but maybe someone can do that. I got it. There were 6 ways, 6 positions before, and that still is manager, director, senior director, executive director, presidential director, senior presidential director. But going into the new plan, we actually have 12. That alone is confusing. Like, what? 12? So we have 12 positions. Now, I don't know if you can see all these. And without confusing you, they are 1, 2, 3 star manager, 1, 2, 3 star director, 1, 2, 3 star executive, and 1, 2, 3 star presidential. Do not get confused by this, because I'm not going to go into it all now. I just want to surmise it and say there's only 2 people in the whole world who are a 3-star presidential director, and that does not include Steve and Gina Merritt. I do believe Steve and Gina are a 2-star. The old SPD executive elites are this lot. So, you know, that's really a hard position to get to here, because that was the elite before. So most SPDs, like Misha, myself, the Hoys, Maria, others, and everyone else who is an SPD, could have fallen, depending on how they've built this, anywhere from a 3-star executive down to about a 2-star director. So just because you have done something, some people have ridden on some things, or some people haven't done the work. So there's a big difference in pay, obviously, in these areas. So this is a very, very fair system. Now, to start with, I will go into how you can do this in 10 hours, because this is very, very easy to do. And after listening to Steve this morning, he did an opportunity meeting. It was so hard to hear. It sounded like he was a duck underwater. But I did take screenshots of his new slides and had Emma reproduce those for me. They're not real good, but they'll do for now. And I will share those with you. So just on how we're going to talk about moving forward. Let me just keep this as simple as I can, because I really liked what Mike Hernandez said when he got up and spoke this morning. And he said, I'm a high school dropout. I don't even understand the marketing plan before, let alone now. He said, I'm on the board of putting it together, and I even forget Emily's name. And she's the woman who put it together. So, you know, he said, don't complicate it. He said, it's so easy to complicate this business. He said, don't complicate it. He said, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep putting a person on the left and a person on the right and a person on the left and a person on the right. But the whole payment plan is different. Okay. When you sponsor people, you will know, and I'm not going to show a slide here. I'm simply going to just show you this so you understand PV. But when you have a, you know, we all know the sheet, right? And every pack has a point value. So the core has 180 points. The advanced has 300 points PV, and the premium has 745 points. Okay, so that is volume. So you got to start thinking volume. So Steve produced, when you look at that, Steve produced, let me just find where I'm going. Just bear with me. Steve produced.
That one.
I don't know what you can see. Steve produced something, so I'll use this one. Hopefully this will work.
Everyone else has got it.
Which actually looks like this, but he had it today written like this, okay? So it actually looks like the one I'm holding up, the power of 2. And I've given it all to you. Okay, and it's got some information on the back. And Sally Ann's probably passed it on to you. I hope she has. Great. So it's the same information, so don't get confused with it. He's just made this because he's fixed the numbers up. But he pretty much, he's got U and 2. Now, I want to think of you coming into this as U and 2. U and 2, U and 2. Just U and 2. Not U and 4, but U and 2. Who can think of U and 2? For their new people.
Yeah.
Okay. So that you've come in at 300 PV, and these two have come in at 300 PV, which is what your other sheet shows. And the combined volume of those 3 at the top, these 3 at the top, if you're 300 each, is 900, right? Does that make sense? Yes, no, shake hands, yes. Okay, I'm going to stop share. So going back to this one, and I'm sorry they're not on slide yet, but at 900, this person's already a 1-star manager with 2 people. Does that make sense? Yep. Thumbs up if it makes sense. Okay, because I don't want to get confused, please. And maybe, Misha, you might be able to answer any questions if they're in the chat, or we can save questions to the end. If you were to duplicate and just bring in another 2, then obviously you're going to get combined volume, okay? And this is what pushes you down ranks. So somebody who's been in one day and or in 1 week and brought in 2 people, they're already a 1-star manager. They are going to receive bonuses based on that. When they bring in a couple more, they're going to have 1,500. And when they're a 3-star manager, 2,500. Now, with a 3-star manager, one of their legs has to be 1,000 points. Okay, so you've got to have a left and a right leg, not just a right leg. If you remember, I keep going back to non-share and share, but if you look at our original binary, that's you and your two rows, and somebody might do something under there, to the enroller tree. If you put me on speaker view, it might make more sense to you because I'm looking in the little square. Can everybody see that? Okay, so what you want to do is these are all the people you're enrolling. So you're just looking at you and 2 or me and 3. Okay, you're going to look for your 3 legs from your personals. So 3 people that you've personally sponsored somewhere on your binary to me and 3. Who can think, sorry, you and 2 and me and 3, but we're going to thrive with 5. So you're going for this sheet, but you're going to look for 5 personals overall. Just 5. Now, we'll go back to here. So when you duplicate this, there's a whole bunch of bonuses for everybody. In the first 48 hours, these guys, and it's not very clear, sorry, because it was simply a screenshot from a really bad picture. But you're going to receive, this person's going to receive $25 straight away as a thank you for bringing them in, on top of the personal introduction bonus of $75 because they bought them in as a core pack. In the first week, because they've doubled that volume, they've gone up another level of manager. They've now become a 2-star manager and they get $50 a week, every week. So there's going to be more money in the hands for those people. In the third week, you're going to just duplicate and everybody's going to receive those same bonuses. By the time you go to a 1-star director, there's a $500 bonus for doing so. $500 bonus. And when you do that in 21 days, you can earn up to $3,200. Does that make sense? If you're confused, that you do. Okay. But basically, the strategy hasn't changed from what he's always told us. The strategy is to max the compensation plan enhancements is by building from your personals. Like you might bring in this person who brings in this one who does nothing, drops out and doesn't even go on an auto ship. This person didn't do anything, but this person decided he wanted to build. So he started to build and he found a dynamite down here who found another dynamite and so on. This becomes one strong volume leg and so on across the tree. You need to have one on your left and one on your right, and then you need a third leg somewhere. Doesn't matter if it's on the left or the right. The big thing about going through the ranks is that when you rank from your manager to a 1-star director, you earn a $500 bonus, as I just said. This is the big picture. When you rank from 1-star exec to up to a 1-star executive from a director, it's a $5,000 bonus. If you go from a 1-star presidential up to, it's 50, 75, and 100,000. So that's big picture stuff. Nice to see it. But most of us are down here, okay? Most people are happy with a $500 bonus or a $5,000 bonus. Why is this different? There's more money for the newest brand partners. So for bringing in your new people, you're going to get your $25 a week and your $50 a week once this goes live. It goes live around the middle of July. you get a business launch level earnings bonuses. So these are for launching your new people. You get different bonuses for going down, which I'm not even going to share because you're going to get it in the replay when you get Super Saturday. There's no structure required, and this is just throw them in left and right, go wide and find your drivers. 10% lesser leg binary pay. What does that mean? A lot of people have asked, well, what happened to the $50, what do you call it, Misha? But I've done so many Zooms today. Cycle bonus. Your cycle bonus. Everybody used to get cycle bonuses. That is no longer going to be. But as you move up the ranks, your lesser leg, so let's say you have 50,000 in one leg and 20,000 in the other. On the lesser leg of 20,000, you are going to earn a 10% on that whole binary leg. Only 3 legs are required. You're paid 6 generations instead of 3. This is probably one of the most exciting things in the whole compensation plan, because if, as it is now, you bring in number A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A does nothing, B does nothing, C does nothing, then you were getting 25%, 20%, and 20% of 0. However, on this one, if D, E, and F and G, H, and I all decide to do something, that compresses up to you and pays you and pushes that volume to you. So you are paid 6 generations. That's huge. It's huge. And then the breakthrough incentive bonus is what I just told you on the $50. Yep.
Just that, guys, that is dependent on rank. So yeah, so just so you know that opens up, it's on a scale, on a table, and it's dependent on the higher the rank you achieve, the more levels open up in terms of that depth bonus that Tessa's talking about.
Correct. And I wasn't going to go too much into all of the exact commissions that you're going to get on every level, because you're going to see that in your back office very soon. And when you watch the replay, which is going to be in your inbox very soon. So you're better off hearing it from those that know what they're talking about and can explain it better than me, and hearing it very clearly with pictures. All you need to know is what Mike Hernandez said, and that is keep it simple. You know how many of us have become managers before, and we didn't qualify this week because one person didn't put their auto ship through, and we didn't get a cycle bonus. Yes, put your hand up. Yeah, we've all been there many, many times. That's it, deal. Under this system, that won't happen anymore. It's just you and 2. You just need to have volume. And it doesn't have to be your personal person. It could be someone under that person. So you might have personally put someone who bought in a goer. Well, that counts as your volume. So it's volume based, not activity based. So this is a game changer and condenses up to pay you more. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Now I'm going to share another thing with you, which is not that one.
That's so exciting. I mean, I don't know that if you haven't been around the traps for a while and you haven't done the elevator of level 2, manager, back down, back to manager, back down, manager, director, senior director, back down. This essentially means that you're going to retain in flow. Your focus isn't going to be necessarily on the title. It's going to be on the volume.
Exactly. So
the ranks don't count. The ranks won't be there anymore in the way that they have, in order to get those bonuses. It's solely are the orders going through somewhere in your business, and is the product moving? Fantastic. It's just the volume. It's no longer if your personal person is holding director or manager.
Exactly. So Sally said we're going to show her back office. This might be easier, Sal, rather than do that. I've got this. I want you to just take snapshots of this if you can. Everybody can take a snapshot. I want you to look in your own back office. You can do it later. You don't have to do it now. And I want you to go into your organization, and I want you to click on your enroller team report. Okay. Don't need to write it, just a, Command Shift 3 and you'll get a snapshot. Cool. I'll just present this properly, see if it'll present. Oh, is that better? Okay, so we're going to do that. Then, when you've done that, oops, if I can move it, I now want you to click on the Excel spreadsheet button that is there. Because when it opens up, it's going to drop all your people and what their positions are and what all the things that you've personally sponsored. So this is pretty much giving you this, okay? It's giving you your personally put in people. And then I want you to double click on this. It takes a while to download and it's going to give you a spreadsheet.
Do you think it would be helpful if I showed how to do that now?
In a minute, no, because I think we can do it. If you hover over your H, we can do one in a minute live, but I think take these snapshots because this will be really helpful for everybody.
Nothing's changed on the screen.
Oh, okay, so it's not
Press.
working.
So you've
No,
lost
it
it
was-
totally where you're at.
It was there, but it was, there we go.
So you're going to go to your H column, which is your GVU, and you can either sort it ascending, you can sort these ascending. Actually, I don't know why that's on H, it's been done wrong, should be over the G. Because you want to get your lefts and your rights in the same. We'll show you live, but I'm just giving you an idea. You can play around with it yourself. And then you want your volume from your left leg and your right leg. Basically, that's what you want to do. Does that make sense? I hope so. I don't know why it's not sharing. Can you see their squares or not?
Yep, we can see the squares.
Hey, cool. This one's going to come in handy in a minute. So I'm going to give you an example of just a couple of ones I've already got up on my screen to save you going into your back office. But if you were to do that exercise, if I can find them. Hold your horses. Sorry, guys. Not as easy as you think doing all this. So many things open.
I'll just jump in and say the great thing is that we're able to now just export our exactly what our business looks like and what it's doing on the day, live time, see where our volumes are and know exactly where we need to be putting our focus in terms of those hours that we've got a week.
Can anybody see this spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one belongs to a fellow called Mitch, so it doesn't matter who he is or where he is. I just grabbed his because it was a good one to show you. So basically what we've done is we've got our G leg and our H leg. Now, this is not something you're going to have to do all the time. This is something that you're going to do once or twice between, or, once a week or twice a week between now and the time it changes. It'll automatically tell you where you are. This is just to position you and prepare you so you can present what you have to do. You need to find out where you're positioned in your back office. This particular person on their left leg had a total volume of 58,000 volume. But on their right leg, you'll see they only had 2,600 volume. Their total volume was 61,000. Can everybody see that? Say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as pretty as all that looks with big numbers, they're not even. So we've got one leg of 2,600. We've got one leg of 58,000. Big difference. Then what they're looking for on that box, and I've done it here, the box that I just printed, I've put their total up here, which I'm just going to show you. You can take a snapshot, but the total was 61,077 down the bottom here. Don't know if you can see that. And then I've put their top 3 people. So I've taken the 2,268, I've taken 56,000 leg, and I've taken whatever the other leg was. Doesn't matter. Okay. Maybe it was this, I don't know what one it was, 2,268. Okay, does that make sense? I'll give you another example of another one. We'll get rid of Mitch and we'll go to whoever this person is. K, just K. So with K, this person's binary has got 14,000 on their left leg and this person's binary has 16,000. How much better is this one? Because it's even. It's way better. So they've got a balanced binary. So here you're looking for your top 3 legs or your 5 legs, whatever you want. So you highlight the 5 highest people that you would have. In this case, we've highlighted them here, right? To give you an example. Now, I'm going to stop the share again. That was just to show you, without confusing you, the boxes. And I'm all over the place with this, but it's just trying to, without it on a proper thing. If you want to take a snapshot of that one, this is how you can work your own out. Can everybody see that one? Okay, if you've got that snapshot, pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to put your largest volume like we did with Mitch in here. And then we're going to work out a second largest volume, which was quite a lot. It was 56,000 in here. And then we're going to put 2,620 something up. They were as 3 legs, right? Get that?
Yep.
Okay. Now we're going to go back to the good on you, Lulu. Misha, just want to talk while I find it.
Yeah. So
Mute myself with this dog.
the great thing about this
Stop
is
it, Mitzi. I mean, Lulu.
Blackwood, when
Someone get rid of
she-
Lulu.
you just want to mute yourself for a minute, Tessa. So the great
Someone
thing,
out there, and it's annoying me.
okay. So the awesome thing about this, as Meredith Berkowitz shared, is
Leave that dog
they
shut up.
had the ability to say to someone that's joined, if you want to earn an extra $500 a week, for example,
You
you
know,
know,
I'm on a Zoom.
as
Just thank you.
You're not muted,
That's
Tessa.
my
you're
Zoom.
not muted, honey.
I don't know where it's gone.
Tessa, Tess.
Try it
Yep.
on here.
So the great thing is that we're able to now say to someone if they want to earn $200 a week, no problem at all. This is exactly how you do it. And as Meredith said, we never had that ability to say, if you do this, you'll get that, and be very, very specific. And from the very beginning, so it's extremely exciting that we have this roadmap. And that we know that when we do exactly what Stephen, Jean and Meredith have been teaching us to do, 20 left, 20 right, and they've always said build 3 to 5 legs because we need some stability and we need, don't want to be a stalk, and we need to find our emerging leaders. Then 3 legs in 2 binary, left, right, left, right, left, right, and then we've got the ability to just start people off from day one where they're profitable and where we can help them immediately make $200 and immediately go. And, and when people start to earn some income from straight out the gate, it's exciting. And of course, they're much, much more likely to be excited about it and stay in.
Absolutely. So thank you for taking over there. I'm babysitting Lulu, as you know, and she doesn't like it when people walk past. So there you go. Okay, so back to this. I'm going to show you this because this will make sense now when we're looking at those numbers we just wrote down. Okay, so I don't know if anybody can see the numbers here. They're pretty scribbled because there was 61077 in the top. So you would think that this person was somewhere here, right? Put a wave if you think yes. Okay, yes, no, yeah, you'd think that, right? However, on the 2 weaker legs is only 2,600 and 2,200. Okay, because you got to have one left and one right, you got to be 50%. So because they're only low, they're both over 2,000. But that person is actually only coming in as a 1-star director. They can only count 5,000 on this strong leg. They've got to take all that volume away and count just 5,000, and because of the weaker legs, which means they're coming in as a 1-star director. Does that make sense? Oh, don't worry if you don't understand. If somebody has a balanced leg like that other person, I think they were coming in around about a 3-star director, and that is the difference. Okay, now, when we talk about, in fact, when we talk about your 10 hours a week, that was what we were so excited about joining, was I've only got 10 hours to do this. What am I going to do? How am I going to make this happen? So what I want you to do is I want you to do your little boxes, because you've got a picture of your boxes with your own people in it, and we'll give you a live presentation with Sally Ann in a minute. But whatever your numbers are, I want you to figure out where you sit, okay? And then I want you to work your hours out in 5 segments. You've got 10 hours a week. So I want you to write these numbers down now. 35, 25, 15, 15, 10. So it was 35, 25, 15, 15, 10. When you've done that, I want you to put a dot in between the 35, the 25, the 20, the 15, 15, 10, which breaks it down to 10 hours. You've got 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours, 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours, 1 hour. Does that make sense? Yep. Okay. So in this instance with this person, the person that this Mitch is going to work with the least would be this person, right? Because this person is already knowing what they're doing and they got lots of volume happening. They're going to be putting 35% into one of these legs, yes? Or the one that's on the opposite, obviously. They might have 2 on the right and 1 on the left or whatever. So you're going to put the majority of your time into the one you've got to build. You want to build that person, okay? And then you're going to put a little bit of time into the others and the rest of the time into yourself to keep building your legs. But you're going to focus on the leg that's the weakest. Now, whether you do 20 hours a week, 10 hours a week, whatever it is, you can just duplicate that 35, 25, 15, 15, 10 and work it out with those hours that you got to work with those teams. So Sally, if it's all right, we might get you to share your back office and take us through a live one and show us how you're going to work with your teams. Please don't feel neglected if you're in Sally's team and she's not going to work with you, because she's only going to work with her top 5. The rest of you can do the same. It's not that she won't help you. I will. Come to me, Misha, we will help you. But this is for all of you to duplicate your own 5.
And so this is a business builders training. So we're not making any income claims, right? So what you see is not a replication of what you're going to create. It's just we're looking at a new starting point. And we were taught this. Steve Merritt always said, give it 3 years, 20 on your left, 20 on your right, then keep doing that same process and you'll win. There were a few things that I did do, which was talk about business. I was highly lit up by the technology. So when you look at my numbers, you're going to see somebody that's personally sponsored perhaps a lot of people, but hasn't maybe had enough deep conversations with people around, are you ready to make $1,000 a week? So, all right, so I'm going to share my screen. So from the little training notes, so I've just got here what Tessa shared with us. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've got, so as Tessa said, so she said, go to organization, enroller, team report. Okay, so I'm going to go organization, enroller, team report. Oh, shoot. Sorry, hang on. I was logged in for like half an hour and then it just decided to log out again. All right, so organization, enroller, team report. Now, that's giving me an option to download an Excel spreadsheet. Hopefully my internet hasn't packed out. All right, so we're downloading that Excel spreadsheet. Hopefully.
Yeah, it'll come.
Oh, my internet's so crappy today. I don't know what is going on. However, if not, I did actually do this the other day, so I can maybe have a look for it. No.
You can use my screen if that's helpful, Shelley's.
Yeah, I think it might be the internet connection, but here we go. So I've got 2025 new comp strategy, June enroller team view. So I've actually gone through this process so it has downloaded now. All right, so let's go through it as if it's new, because this is what essentially you guys are going to do, and then you're going to figure out
Don't get too confused. You don't have to do this all the time. This is only during the transition. So you know where you're going to be positioned so you can
Oh,
build your other leg.
No, they're not. It's in Roller Team Viewer. It's the same name.
So the idea of this, guys, is to allow us to have a quick snapshot exactly in present time of where we're at, so we can put our focus into getting ready to be have the best structure that we can before the transition into Comp 2.0.
Okay, so this is, for some reason, it's saying that the file's protected. So this is one that I've done earlier. So let's move over here because we can't really see the people's names because I don't feel like that's a very fair thing to do if we're recording. All right, so what I did was Tessa and I went through this process and we essentially picked the total volume on my left and the total volume on my right. So using that little box that we just looked at in this instance, so my total GVU for this top one, if everybody can kind of see that, just play with that a little bit. So we've got total GVU, column A on the spreadsheet. So in this instance, it's 5041 plus 29.
Beautiful.
Plus 29,509. Okay. Oh, far out, man. I can tell you don't have to be like a computer scientist to figure this out. All right, so my total GBU here is 34,550, right? So the largest team volume in this instance, I've actually highlighted here as in yellow. So I've got here one team that is $5,000. So that would, oh, sorry, my mistake. It's this column here, G, H. So my largest team is 22685.
Sally.
Going back to what Tess has said, so 22685 would be in B. Is everybody following this? All right, so the second largest volume would be either, so we've got either 3371 or 2871. So to be
On your right
3371.
leg. On your right leg.
Oh, you haven't got your seat.
I'm just watching. Are you okay? Oh, sorry. Are you okay driving?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, hang on, Joanna. I'm just going to mute you, Joanna. Okay, so second largest volume. So you can see where we're going here, right? 22685, 3371 here. Third largest is 2871. And what does this mean? So this means A plus B plus C.
Oh,
and
okay. So I didn't get there. So if you take your total GVU
Yep.
and minus B and C and D.
All right, so minus B 22685 minus C 3371 minus 2871. Right, so it's 5623.
That's your OLV, which we haven't even talked about. That was your outside leg volume. I wasn't going to confuse them with that.
No, that's all right. Well, we're just going through the exercise. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, essentially, like I've got my 3. So what was the statement that you said? You said something about 2.
Because you've got a total of 34,000 in your GVU,
Yep.
but you've got 2 legs of say 3 and 3, but one big leg of 23,
Yep.
roughly. Then when you look at the sheet, this one, you've got
Yeah,
to where you are based on that. Do you have that one?
No, I don't.
So let's go and have a look. Can you remember those numbers?
Let me stop share. So we've got 22685 is volume B. So theoretically, 3-star director. So one of the qualified download volume is over 20,000 points. However, the other one is only 3,370 and the other one is 2,871. So I'm essentially, if I looked at one of the business volumes that has 2,871, if I could get that to 3,000, then that would effectively make me a
You're basically a sneeze away from 3-star director.
3-star director. Yeah.
So look, at the end of the day, guys, it's not about confusing yourselves because we're probably way over the top of many of you here. Really, it's about working in the first 4 columns and dividing your hours into 10.
Yeah.
If you're a director and above, then you can talk to us one-on-one about exactly where you're sitting. So when you get your new back office in a month's time, it's going to tell you where you are.
Yeah.
But the reason we're giving you this pre-look is go and have a play around in your back office, ring us, ask us, where do I sit in this? What do I have to do? Because if we can say, hey, narrative, you got to do the left leg or the right leg. You must just do this. Don't worry about this leg because this one's fine, but do this leg and that'll position you for that $500 bonus. Okay. Or, hey, Dior, yours are even. I don't know where all your legs, I'm just guessing, but your legs are both even. That's great. So just keep going bottom right, bottom left. But the secret is always getting people on auto ship. But remember, it's just you and 2. You don't need all of those people now. You do until we change. It's still the same system for 3 more weeks. And then it's me and 3, but you're going to thrive with 5. So you're looking for 5 personal legs. And it's not until you're in the larger ranks that you'll pick up those bonus cycles called something else, that 10% volume thing. But there's lots of other paid rank bonuses that go down 6 levels deep on compressed volume. So the money, $300 to $400 a week for brand new people is going to be very doable under this new system. And I know we made it look very complicated, which is why I asked if anybody had seen the training, but I hope that made sense. Just keep it simple though.
So when we, so effectively what we're saying now, so to go back to the 10 hours a week, and I really want to hit this home because you don't need 50 hours to build this business, but you definitely need to have a goal. You need to be intentional. You need to be confident with your conversation and you need to involve your upline. And what do I mean by that? When you're still learning the language, do you think that Tessa or Misha would be more confident saying to someone, hey guys, get on a premium pack because this is where you're going to build your business, rather than you if you're just starting out? If you're just starting out, you're just going to be thinking, go on the core or go on, you know, and put one sleeve auto, or you're not even, your sphere of business building is not great. And it's when you're speaking to your upline, every single person that's kind of hit it in the industry has eventually gotten to the premium pack. And why is that powerful? One, it's going to help you build your GVU quicker, your gross volume units, your points, your maximum personal points that are attributed directly from your business. But then when we start to look at this 10-hour work week, we've got this really consistent activity. So what you can get your Google Calendar or your Outlook calendar and you can go, right, I've got my 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours, 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour, and 1 hour. Now, just so that we are abundantly clear, any additional training that you jump on is outside of the 10 hours, right? If you jump on one of Misha's amazing testimony night and you get lit up and inspired by someone that's reclaimed their health that had no hope, that is in addition to the 10 hours. This is your personal belief sessions. They're your Audible books. They're your downloads. If you jump onto Tessa's amazing Apex training, and you get inspired and some new tips and strategy about how to build your business, that is separate to the 10 hours. We're talking about 10 contact hours with new parties, building conversation and building rapport, understanding what is keeping people awake at night. So I will essentially use this little box and I'm going to go, right, B team is my strongest volume leg, so that's 22685. C is 3371. D is 2871. So of my 3.5, 2.5, 1.5, I'm going to be spending my highest block of time with this leg. So not only the person that's in this leg, but everybody that's under that leg, I'm going to be helping them. That's where my focus is. Why? Because the more I can balance my volumes, the more the company is going to remunerate me financially. Not only that, B is on momentum. So there's going to be more leaders in this. There's going to be more people that can help. And essentially we want to try and work and make sure that we've got our new person building time really in our the 5 and Thrive. So we need another 2 boxes realistically at the end. We're going to find those key leaders and we're going to say, hey, do you want this? But the first thing that I would say is I'd actually go through this exercise when you can. I'd actually flag with these people that they are your top 3. I would ask them, do you want to build? Do you want to run with me? I know Misha did that with me and it was highly effective because it was a commitment. It was me saying, I want this. I want this.
Yeah. And can I just add something into this area?
Yeah, please.
Well, so just using the example, gosh, that light is terrible. Sorry. Anyway, it doesn't matter. When we first started, the key of this is always to keep the excitement and keep it like super simple. That KISS principle is just golden. So in keeping it super simple, what Tessa did a cleaner version of, which is this one that Gina put together in her Gina Funky Colors, which is the power of 2. And that's what we're moving into, the 2 people and then helping them and creating this system and showing them how to start on an advanced or a premium and then duplicating, because what you do is what they will do. The way you start is, and we've seen this and seen this and seen this, the way we start is the way they start. So to give you an example of this in here, they've got that within a short time, you've upgraded from the advanced pack to the premium pack, and you're showing people how to use their money to do the same. So, but this is actually, this just happens anyway, in that if you're doing that monkey see, monkey do process, so you take, so for example, Ken and I here, when we were at the top, you know, I started a few days later, I rang Mario and said, Mario, I'm about to upgrade to premium. Does Tessa get a benefit if she does before I do? He said, yes. So she did, I did. I think 2 weeks later, Sal did naturally because we needed product. We were on fire. And so this is one of the things. It is something that's, remember that it is a natural process that you get going. You're going to want to start people off right. So a lot of it we're already doing. A lot of it you already know. What this whole Pump 2.0 is, and the system here, is that we are able to help people kickstart and be rewarded with a lot more money from the get-go.
Absolutely. And yeah, and everything these ladies are saying is so perfectly true. It's simply just the auto order is the secret. You know, and look, obviously you're going to earn money quicker if you bring premiums in, but if there's somebody who can only just afford a $25 thing, even with an auto order, the auto order is the secret. It's all volume. Just get the volume in, because Granny next door, who can only afford a $25 kit with her one sleeve auto order, might tell her son, who might sponsor some runner in another country, and all of a sudden you got volume on that leg, so you don't know who knows who. So keep that in mind. I just want to share what we have coming up this week. So Emma sent out this today. You would have all got it in your inbox if you are subscribing. If you're not, please put it in the box, text, let Sally Ann know so we can add you. We have New Zealand launch event 5 o'clock tomorrow with Chris and Adria. Obviously we have Monday Misha Super Monday Momentum with some amazing testimonies at 7 to 7:30, straight followed by Kendall Weldon. She's amazing. She's just the most amazing young mum who's built a legacy in LifeWave. Tuesday we have the Dream Team with Andrew and Vanessa. Wednesday you've got Misha and I. Hopefully we're a little bit more polished than tonight, but I've done 4 back-to-backs of this today, and I'm just sort of over talking about it, plus an all-nighter with LifeWave. But so we're both going to talk about this comp plan, and then, gee, she put that in well. I look taller than you, Misha. It's a new one. Then on Wednesday, straight after, we've got Danny and Diane. Come on, this is a training meeting. It is not opportunity. Danny has asked, though, that this meeting not be put on any public socials. They are going, and all you got to do is click on the link and it'll take you straight there. This will be unbelievable, followed by the Irish one and the Saturday training. So there's always something. Next weekend, of course, we have Success 2025, which is the Asia Pacific 2 days of training. So there's so much stuff there, but at the end of the day, be on one. That's what we started with. Do what you can do. Don't lose the fire, because every single one of you has a fire within you that might have gone cold or it might be still lit. But you guys are so positioned for greatness in Australia or New Zealand right now, depending where you are, and you can do anything you want to do. This is the best marketing plan in the industry, and it will pay for those who duplicate. So just, keep doing what you're doing. I've put my phone number in the chat for anybody who gets stuck, needs help. Not tonight, I've got a family dinner, but this week I'm free. Call me and I will help you. And so, I'm just, I want to see you succeed. I want to see every single one of you have $1,000 a week. I can tell you when you've got, when your income increases to something significant, it really does change the way you look at it. And if you can help other people, they either want to get well, or they want to get wealth. That's it. There's two things. And so we can help them. We have the solution. God bless you. And thanks, Sally, for asking me.
Awesome. So I'll pop the
Also,
recording
if
up.
you need any help, of course, we're very much here to back all of you as well.
Definitely. Yeah, we've got the most amazing team in Australia, and just the heart of everybody helping everyone and backing everyone. So just know that we're here. You're not doing it alone. We're doing the best that we can with the tools that we have. You don't need to be obviously an IT genius. To keep the heart of the technology, lead with the heart, and you will win. Get out of your head into your heart, and that's essentially where the gold is, that faith-fueled fire. I'm just truly wanting to help others. You're all doing amazing. We love you. We'll put the recording in the Telegram chat.
Did you want to ask questions or not? Like just for 2 minutes, or
If anyone has any questions.
Yeah, Sally Ann, this is Bruce, your newbie at the top of your spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I still don't have a camera on my new computer. But just the initial observation, yeah, it's been an exciting hour. And one little quick observation, if you want to be a director quicker, why don't you get blonde hair like the two on either side of you on the screen?
Really? I don't think that's going to do it.
Sorry, just a joke. But
That's all right, Bruce. You just got to talk to
me. Humor in this business. I know, Dior, you had some questions that you were wanting to have some clarity on. Do you want to ask those now?
So I'm guessing the GVU, which is our business sales, is equivalent to what they're not calling it GVU anymore. It's some other volume that they're calling it, but that's what you've got us to calculate and add up.
Yeah.
And I wondered whether that reset itself. We're not doing the weekly cycles anymore, where everything goes back to zero and starts again accumulating. So that, well, I think someone answered that anyway. It resets itself at the end of 12 months.
Yeah.
So GVU essentially kind of drops. So what we were a bit surprised at in the former compensation plan was when kind of, I think it was August, we must have had a really strong run in August the following year, and then the GVU dropped. For me, it was like nearly 13,000 points. So it just, I think that the key here is momentum. And if you look at your 10 hours a week and just be really honest with yourself. If you can't do 10 hours and you're only doing 2, then just use them intentionally and upskill on the side with replays where you can, mopping the floors, brushing your teeth, in the car. But just the consistency is really powerful. So just find yourself a pace that you can go at, and what you'll find is that the GVU will stay pretty much on average, unless you get a gun and they go and sponsor like 35 people in the week.
But if they drop off, if that person, if they bought the core package, they won't go for the 3 months and then they drop off, does their 180 points stay as accumulating, or if they don't stay
No.
active, they'll now go back
No.
to zero?
You have to stay active. So
That
The
was
people,
accountable.
you're under people, it's countable though, it's counted, those
No, it was
180
countable.
points.
It was countable in the week it happened, absolutely, and you were paid on it,
Right.
absolutely. And then, but they might have bought in a gun, and so the volume that's moving, you're paid on it weekly. And to answer the GVU is now
GVU is going.
QDV. It's now a qualified downline volume, so same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another question?
Yeah, could we have a breakdown on those 10 hours again? I didn't get to write them down. I don't, and that's one of my weak points, organising myself. So
35,
yep.
25.
Yeah, no, I need to know what they're for. I've got the numbers.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Just say Belinda, that Meredith stressed that we've got to remember that 35% of our time is always that we are, no matter what rank we're at, that we're always personally sponsoring. And that 35% of our time
For
is
you.
when we're personally in front of new people, we're sponsoring, we're getting newbies going, and we're finding those new people. Because there can be a tendency to just get caught in your main leg. But that's like I was saying, that's where you're spending the least amount of your time. You're still in there, you're still helping, but these people are already building and they're getting, they're being empowered. So that's where the least of our time is, not the most of our time.
I just want to add here, sorry, to change the subject. I'll help you, Belinda. Ring me and we'll talk about that one. That's easy. But I just looked at you, Dior, and I know that you've got like a clinic or something, or you're a lot of customers. This new plan is real, or maybe I've got that wrong, but
No,
there's
not me.
maybe this plan, maybe it was Nikki, someone many of you know people who have clinicians, hairdressers, gymnasiums. If as long as they're a brand partner, they don't have to sign up brand partners anymore. They can just give their link as a customer, and that all counts as volume, and they will get paid a commission, 3 to 1% or something on their customers. So that's a good thing too, because it's great volume. And some people, and they're going to enhance the back office. It is changing. It'll be smarter and quicker and easier to use. Their website's changing. Lots of things are going to be improved for us. But also you can count, if you find a client who can only afford one X39 every month and they've got to do their 110 and they just can't afford it because I just don't have the money. And there's a lot of people who are struggling right now. They can just simply have a customer. So their mum maybe is on an order of an Aeon or something. That counts towards your PB. If you have a customer, a PC now, it counts as your PB under the new plan. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Great.
I do have one other question. Has there been any talk about the back office being updated? Like what I've had a lot of trouble with in the last few weeks is people's credit cards either being hacked or fraudulent or expiring. And we don't get notified if it's like maybe one of my brand partners members or, but I've got to be the one that helps them out because they're still new, one of my new managers. Even just, yeah, is there going to be any alerts? It would be where people
the customer gets the alert when you
they
client
get an email, but we don't.
they get an email.
You
No, they
mean like a credit card expiration or it's bounced? Yeah, there's new
either
reports.
that's bounced or
Yeah.
some like
Yeah.
I've had 3 this week where their credit cards have been hacked, so they've cancelled their credit cards,
Or auto
haven't thought
ships.
about their auto ships, and
Yeah.
now then it's 12 a month later.
Yeah.
They go, I've run
Yeah.
out of patches. Can I come and get some patches because I haven't got my order? So
Yeah,
they're
they-
not even aware.
Answer is yes.
the answer is they need to like if
No,
But
there
they
is a
don't.
report. There will be a report. I've spoken to Meredith about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would
okay.
be awesome if we got flagged when their credit card doesn't go because
Yeah. But you'll
People
have
just
to
don't-
generate the report.
yeah.
But you would probably do that weekly anyway. You'll be in your back office, you'll be playing around, go right, credit cards declined, and you'll be able to actually search on it so that you'll be in
That would be brilliant.
Play window.
Yeah,
LifeWave,
even if you-
LifeWave's definitely in a process. It's been already occurring over these last months. but the entire back office is being overhauled, revamped. There will be a lot of different and new resources. And in terms of Compensation 2.0, there's going to be under resources in everybody's back office. They're going to have training on every single segment that will be available to us, really short trainings. So there will be an entire resource area that will open up to explain and back, so we don't have to be the authority on things, and people can go to the same source straight from the company.
I don't know if anyone can see this, but I took a couple of snapshots this morning. Hold on. No, it's not going to work.
Shelley, did you want to ask your question while Tess is looking that up?
Yes, thank you. Thanks very much, Tessa. Thanks, Misha. Thanks, Eliane. Just touching on what you were just saying there, Tessa, about people with customers, how they're going to benefit with signing someone up as a preferred customer. I'm just wondering, when you've got, for example, somebody that signs up, they're like, they might tell a couple of friends, they have no interest in the business, but they just might tell a couple of friends. Is it potentially, so they need to be a brand partner to do that?
No, they can give, if they don't want to sign up or be anything, they can give them your link for sure.
But I'm just wondering how we've always signed up, we've always been focused on signing people up as brand partners.
Because there was no money in having a customer, but now there is. They've changed the plan, so you get paid on customers, and it counts as your personal volume, and it counts as volume. But there's no loyalty with customers. If you're a customer and you go into Myer or David Jones, and one day one's got a sale, you might choose to go to whichever, and they are not locked into you as a customer, because if down the track their sister buys the product and goes, oh, you know what, you can make money with that, they might go and sign up with her, and you've lost her as a customer. So if we do have customers, we should keep up, with them and say, you can get this for free if you do this. So there's, customers still have a few issues, but it's great for people who are doing like a gymnasium, a hairdresser, a chiropractor, a naturopath, someone who just has not got time and just wants to make customers.
Right. Okay. And so they would sign up as a brand partner and literally just sign people up as retail customers or preferred?
No, as preferred customers.
Preferred customers, yeah. Okay, great. Thank you.
So this here, I don't know if anyone can see this. Can you see this, anybody?
Yes, not. Yeah, a little bit, but not actually
Not
read it.
really.
Something back office reports, I think it says. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Downline team.
Rank.
Down. I don't even know where I'm putting this thing. Where's my camera here?
Downline team rank.
Okay, so all these reports are going to be in your back office. So there's a whole bunch of them I took photos of today. Oh, I don't even know where they've gone. But I took snapshots this morning because I thought, oh, these are good. So you can look at all the different reports every day of things that people are doing. Because Dior, you asked about, the credit card thing. Well, it's the same thing. There'll be a report on everything.
Because that's so time consuming. So if you're trying to fit your 10 hours in, if the back office can streamline our admin so we're not having to fix up and go to other people's administration issues, then that would be a huge, huge benefit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any more questions, Bruce?
Yeah, just to clarify something, because it's so damn cold, I spent a couple of hours this afternoon going through the compensation plans inside of This Is It. And one of the things I noticed is the 2-for-1 ratio between your power and profit legs.
Yeah.
Does that still apply, or under this new,
No.
you can actually nominate the actual income you want to draw versus it calculating on the 2-to-1 ratio automatically?
No. What you need to do is you need to focus on a position based on group volume, 50-50 each side. So don't worry about your 30-60 or whatever it was. You just got to go, just keep going left, right, left, right, left, right, and you will automatically rank up and achieve all of the bonuses that they're going to throw at you. Literally. It's a better compensation plan, but it won't come into effect till it goes live.
Which is going to be what, mid-July?
Well, we're hoping the 3rd of July. That's their aim. But and then if there's any glitches in the back office, they won't go live until it's perfect. So, it could be the 7th, could be the 10th. It'll happen when it happens. If you are aiming for any rank, like let's say you're minutes away from a director or minutes away from a senior director or whatever, you will still be recognized this year at conference at that position, or the new position as well. You might get 2 ranks. So if you've been really, like for someone who might be really striving to be an executive director or something, and they know that they're getting there, and then all of a sudden they drop back to a 3-star something, they think, oh, gee, that was hard. They're going to recognize both. So that'll be special. So because we're in a duplicate year.
No, I'm in my 9th patch today. So
Great.
I am seriously a new kid on the block.
That's
Sally,
all right. Nothing
No.
wrong with that. Just keep telling people and sharing the love because the product works.
Oh,
Hey.
most we're going to shoot for president by the Christmas. So.
Fantastic. Let's get you there. In fact, if you want to do that while we're on here, that email that we've sent out or you've got to get hold of, Orlando is around the corner, 6 weeks away or 8 weeks away, whatever it is. If you can possibly fit that into your budget, want to come, it will be a game changer to your business. There's a bunch of us going. There's about 100 from Australia coming. And
Okay.
it'll really be a game changer. Everybody's welcome. We'd love to have you on board for that conference. So, hey, I've got to go. Mish is gone.
Yep.
Thanks very much, Sal.
Thanks, everyone. Speak to
thank
you
you.
all soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes.